On this show, we cover some sensitive topics.
Though the obituaries may be outlandish, the people are real.
Names have been changed or omitted in order to respect both the deceased and the survived by.
While death is no laughing matter, some petty last words can provide some pretty entertaining comic relief.
Welcome to Obituary. Welcome back to Obituary. I'm Spencer Henry.
And I'm Madison Reyes.
And our monitor where we can see ourselves is completely shifted to the side right now. It looks like we're on like a crazy ride.
Yeah. Well, woo!
Roller coaster.
Roller coaster.
Oh my God. Okay. We had such a fun week this week. I actually just want to start with this because I want to promote this. We moderated.
Yes.
Which was actually so fun and cool.
I want to do more. That was so fun.
We love to host. Penguin reached out to us and they were like, hey, do you guys want to moderate this book event? We think you'll really like this author, Sam Kelly. And it's called like The Human History on Drugs.
Yes.
And we were like, oh yeah, like let us look into it. And so we looked into the book. We're like, oh my God, obsessed.
Obsessed. It is like, okay. Obituary, The Big Hot Death will tell you a lot of...
The Big Hot Death.
What did I say?
The Big Hot Death.
Obituary, the...
Big Hot Book of Death.
The Big Hot Book of Death. Oh my God, embarrassing. You know, you have your funerary everything and your history of like funerary stuff.
And just replace funeral facts with drug facts throughout history. Mm-hmm. And it literally is just such a fun ride. So we got to host that book event on Monday. It was virtual. And I know some of you caught it. We saw you sneaking in there.
Yeah.
Our little G-offs.
But I have to say, Sam Kelly is like, again, another wealth of knowledge. Yeah. Kind of like how Rosie was. Like,
totally. We got to get him on the show. I feel like we'd love to do an episode with him on the show because his mind is just so fascinating. And I feel like he just fucking knew his shit.
He knew his shit, yeah. He's just a total history buff.
Uh-huh. What else did we get into this week?
Cisco and I came over with the dogs.
Oh, yeah. You guys came over on Sunday.
Had a little play date.
Uh-huh. That was fun.
Mm-hmm.
The dogs always get so worn out.
I know.
And I love it. Because then that night we can like actually sit and watch TV and they're not like going nuts. They're just like
trying to jump. Yep. Other than that, like just getting ready for the 4th of July.
Yeah.
Our street does a big thing. And so just getting ready for all that. Cooking, baking, all of it.
Just doing the whole thing. I know. It's so weird because I normally have a big party every year. Mm-hmm. And especially the last few years, the house that I was living in before this house had a really great pool.
Yeah.
And so I would have like a big pool party.
Uh-huh.
And that was such a dream, so much fun. And now I'm so sad that I don't have a pool anymore.
I know.
And it's just...
it's really, just so hard.
These are really hard times in the country, especially for Spencer Henry, who doesn't have a pool.
He doesn't have a pool, you guys.
The guy without a pool.
What a fool.
So sad. I know. I'm like, can someone please get a pool? Hello?
I know.
Okay, I have to tell you. So...
What?
First of all, I woke up in such a good mood today.
You did? You woke up on the right side of the bed.
For once. No, I'm just kidding. I slept in an extra hour today.
Mm-hmm. It changed your life.
Changed my life. I was like, damn.
You called me and I was like just waking up and you're like, hello, it's a wonderful day.
Yeah, I said, it's sunny, it's happy. I had just gotten done with my workout. Yeah, but this morning I woke up super happy. I was a little late to meet with my trainer on Tuesday. So this morning I was like, okay, I'm going to get there right at 9 o'clock. Like I'm going to be on time. Mm-hmm. I get there and I start working on, I just go and start walking on the treadmill because I see that he's still with his previous client.
Uh-huh.
I'm like, okay, I'll give him a few minutes. And then I realized I looked at him and I was like, I'm not supposed to be here. I'm supposed to be here at 9:30.
Oh.
And he's like, yes, you are. And he's like, oh, do you want to do this? And I was like, actually, I think I'm going to go grab a coffee. He loves coffee. He always has like espresso. And he has like a little cup he always has with him. And so I was like, do you want me to get you an espresso? He's like, yeah. And so I went to get coffee and I'm at this coffee shop and I end up spending so much money at this coffee shop.
Why?
Well, I'm going to show you.
Okay. Ooh. Oh, he's going in the closet. Okay.
Close your eyes. Keep them closed. So I'm at this coffee shop. I've got time to spare, right? I have a few minutes.
Yeah. I'm still closing my eyes.
Yeah.
What if you made me do this the whole episode?
This is the prank. I'm like, not yet. We're like 30 minutes into the coffin spinners. Okay.
What if we should do an episode with our eyes closed the whole time?
Oh, that'd be kind of cool.
Yeah, that would feel like maybe blind.
We'd have to memorize it, though.
Oh, no. We can't read.
Okay. I want you to reach into this bag here.
I don't like that.
There's nothing bad in there. There's nothing. I swear to you. Okay, just grab it and pull it out.
Okay.
Okay, now look.
Boo-boo? What?
I was at the coffee shop. This is how dumb I am. I got talked into this.
What?
It's this little coffee shop, but it's like cute. It's in Costa Mesa. It's called East 18th Cafe.
Okay.
I look over and on the counter there's like a pyramid of like 5 Labubus. And I look over and I just make like a joke about them because I literally was making fun of Labubus yesterday. I was like, these are the fucking Beanie Babies.
Beanie Babies.
Of our generation, of like this new generation's Beanie Baby. I never in my life would I go out of my way to buy one, right? But they're there and I make a joke to the lady who owns the cafe and I'm like, oh God, these things are fucking everywhere, you know? And she's like, yeah. She's like, we posted on our coffee shop account that they were here. 5 people came in this morning and swept them up. She was like, we just got those ones back in. And I was like, okay. And they were like, you need a Labubu. And I said, I don't need a Labubu.
I don't need a Labubu.
And I was like, but there's probably, you know, okay, you know, fine, give me 2 of them. And so I end up buying 2 Labubus. And I thought they'd be fun to open.
Okay. Well, no, I'm like, let's sell these. Let's put them on eBay.
No, we got to open them.
Is there surprises with them?
The thing is, they're like mystery. So
you
don't know what one it is until you open it. So it's
Mine
one
says
of
vinyl face. Oh, it's one of.
It's one of these people. On
I
here.
like the pink one.
Well, let's see what we got.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
I like that.
I just thought it'd be fun to do on the podcast.
I love it. Thank you.
Okay.
Oh, ASMR.
Oh, it comes with a little sticker. I don't know what these are, to be honest.
Either, but I think they're like keychains.
I texted my little sister and she made fun of me.
Okay, well.
Okay, little stickers.
Wait, my sticker is toffee.
Oh, and mine is green grape.
So maybe that's what they are?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Oh, cute. Oh, I like my guy's face.
Labubus.
Labubu.
Are we young?
Are we young yet?
Are we part of it?
Are we cool yet? Oh, thank you. They are cute. Let me see yours. Let me see mine. Oh, how cute.
And here it is.
And what?
Do they stand? They don't make noise. You put it on your purse.
Yeah. Okay, let's see what it looks like on my purse.
Okay.
Should we hook them to our microphones?
Yeah.
Maybe that's a new thing that we do is we hook things.
Mic charms.
Mic charms.
Okay.
Labubu, thank you. That is so cute.
We oh no. This will come out and Labubus won't be a thing anymore.
Yeah.
And so, because we record so far in advance, it was an impulse decision that...
They're cute.
Well, and honestly...
Wait, is this one of those things if you remove this tag, like, don't do it?
Who cares? Put it on your purse. It's fun. Everyone's doing it.
Okay.
I don't love to give into things like that. For some reason, I was in such a good mood. And I was just at this coffee shop, and everyone else at the coffee shop was so excited and talking about Labubus that I was like, I gotta have one. And so that's all it takes, really.
I know.
And I fucking poor champ. I texted him because I was like updating him. I was like, whoops, I guess I got here really early. Like, I'm going to run and grab a coffee. Do. He's like, yeah, fun, grab your coffee. And I said, great. The coffee shop talked me into buying Labubus. And next thing we know, I'm on their Instagram.
Oh. What do you mean?
What if we can insert this? I'm on their Instagram as part of a Labubu giveaway. Look at me. That's me before the gym. Oh, wait, where is it? Look, another guy.
Another fool that got talked into it.
She said, "Can I take a picture of you holding the boxes?" And I said, "Yep."
Is this mania? Is this what mania feels like?
Yeah, I don't know. I was feeling a little manic today. I was on a good one, but anyway.
Well, thank you. I'm so happy to have a Labubu.
I feel like it's like if it was Beanie Babies in the day, it'd be fun to just have one just because people have them.
It is one of those things that it will get thrown in a box in an attic.
Yes.
And then in 50 years, we can tell our grandchildren.
Yes.
We'll be 97, but...
Wait, I have to read you. So on my next door, there was this drama because someone was selling fake Labubus. And they wrote, "There's a guy selling fake Labubus on the corner of blank and blank."
You?
Yeah, it's me writing this. I bought one under the impression it was real. Opened the box, noticed red tag was missing, and the bag.
What's the red tag?
I know ours are real because they're from
Are these Lafufus?
No, they're from that Pop Mart place.
Oh, okay. Maybe that's what he means, the red tag. It's like a
yeah. And when I went back, the guy tried to come up with an excuse like, "I told you they were replicas." I told him that wasn't mentioned. Luckily, his next victim was there, so he caved and gave me my money back. Not to mention, he was also very hostile with me. So be aware, they're selling fake Labubu. That's written by a guy named Tony. Tony was pissed. Well, and then every day I've seen that guy. He's still out there. He has a whole stand set up on a corner.
Where?
By Ralph's.
Oh, boy. Should we go by there?
Oh,
Hi. We should buy the replica and compare and start a YouTube.
Where we compare toys?
Yes.
That's where the money's at.
That's kind of fun. Remember my days at Mattel as a kid?
Yes.
Testing toys?
Oh, and actually, one of my friends, Taylor, works at Mattel.
Well, let's get testing. Let's see if they still do that.
Let's see.
Yeah.
Let's look into that. Anyway, that was my day. And then I went to the gym, and then I came home, and I walked in with like a bag, and the champ was like, "Oh, did you really get Labubus?" And I said, "Yeah, do you want one?" And he was like, "No."
If Cisco gives me any shit for this, he has so many.
Oh, he has so many toys.
I'm surprised he doesn't like Labubus.
No, because it's trendy. So he would be online being like fuck Labubus.
Yeah,
You're all lame as hell, and then have his Ninja Turtles.
His 25 Ninja Turtles. God.
So anyway, you know what? I don't care. I have one and I love it.
Yeah.
And I texted my little sister. She's 20. She's about to be 21. And so I'm like, obviously she knows what a Labubu is.
Yeah.
So I texted her.
What did she say?
And I said, "Oh my God, I just bought 2 Labubus. I got talked into it." And she said, "No, you didn't." And I said, the coffee shop by my gym was selling them. And I was like, "Okay, fine." And she was like, "Not Labubus. What did you get?" And I said, "I don't know. I'm going to open them with Madison tonight." And she said, "Let me know what color you get. I'm curious, even though I'm a hater."
Okay. Well, let's get into some business.
Oh, shit. Sorry.
Okay. I hope you guys aren't tired of hearing about crisis apparitions because we still have been bombarded with emails upon emails of crisis apparitions, and each one gives me the chills. It's so cool. And I think about that coffin spinner, and I'm like, oh, the numbers were right. Like 1 in 2 people in the U.S. have an experience with that.
Damn.
I know. So this one says, "Dear Madison Spencer et al. What does that mean? ETAL?
Like, and all.
Yeah.
And everyone.
Okay. I was listening to the pod when Madison started talking about crisis apparitions. When I started to think of the story I've been told of my late grandfather and his brother during World War II, and when you said if you have any stories to send them, I started typing. Now, let me set the scene by saying my grandfather passed away long before I was born, but the legend is he was a hard-ass asshole. Not the kind of dad who told stories or played with the kids, but everyone who knew him will tell you the story of the last time he saw his brother. During the war, my grandpa, Don, was one of 4 boys. His eldest brother was the only one old enough to enlist, but that didn't stop the second eldest, Bob, from lying about his age and enlisting in the Royal Canadian Air Force to fulfill his dream of flying an airplane. So at 17, he left for training. He wrote letters to his 2 younger brothers, often telling them of his adventures. He was shot down once and after beating the infection, returned to his plane. One night, Don, who was about 10 or 12 at the time, awoke to see Bob sitting at the end of his bed in his full military uniform, smirking at him. "I wanted to come see you, Donnie." Don said they talked and eventually he fell back asleep. He came running down the next morning, expecting to see his brother Bob there in the kitchen with his family. But his mother told him Bob wasn't home. He was probably somewhere in Germany still. He must have been dreaming. He probably would have believed that too had they not learned later that day that Bob had been shot down again and presumed dead. Bob was 21 when he died, and he's buried in Germany. We were the first to visit him when I was a child, and the whole village knew the Canadian soldier. My mom always told me about how her dad's eyes would look when he told the story, like he could still see how real Bob looked that night. Like he still couldn't believe his brother hadn't been there that night, that he'd already been dead on the other side of the world. Isn't that crazy?
Whoa.
Love the pods. Wish I wasn't caught up so I could re-binge everything for the first time. LOL, Skylar. You can use mine and any names.
What a build up.
I know.
That was you wrote it really well.
You did write it really well. I feel like too, a child experiencing that, like he was about 10 at the time, feels so real too because they're more innocent and I feel like closer to the veil.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Closer to the veil. Ooh.
Closer to the veil.
Closer to the veil. And now he's being talked about on a podcast with Labubu right after a Labubu opening.
He's probably I fought
Men used to go to war. Now they have Labubus. Gosh, incredible though.
Yeah, don't you feel like an asshole?
Yeah, always. And speaking of, this first one says, am I the asshole for choosing to go to my grandfather's funeral over my unborn daughter's 20-week ultrasound?
Okay. What?
My wife, female 25, and I, male 26, are expecting a baby girl due in November. We are both so excited for it. I've been talking to her through my wife's belly, being excited, feeling kicks, all the fun stuff. But 3 weeks ago, we scheduled the 20-week ultrasound. It'll be closer to 22 weeks. The last week and a half, my grandfather's health has been slowly diminishing. I had a talk with my father and family, and we were told that sometime within a week of his passing, we would have the funeral. This made my wife and I have to talk about the plan. I was asked to be a pallbearer at the funeral. She said she'd want to stay home with the dogs so we didn't have to board them and that I could go by myself to the 4 to 4.5 hour trip up north to my father's hometown. Unfortunately, my grandfather passed away late last night / early this morning, and I called my father to make sure he was okay, which he was, holding on as much as one would when your father passes away. But I was told the funeral would be held at 10 a.m. on Wednesday. This just so happens to be the exact same day that my wife has the ultrasound. My wife is now upset that I plan to go to my grandfather's funeral instead of the ultrasound appointment. I said, well, we could FaceTime, but it's my grandfather. I know FaceTime isn't the same, but she said, yeah, but this is your daughter. Now she's mad and upset at me. I'm emotionally torn from this because I'm so excited for my baby girl, but I'm also really sad about my grandfather. I want to know if I'm being the asshole here. My wife's feelings are always going to be valid, but I feel like mine aren't being considered in this situation. I don't know.
Maybe I'm just like don't have that sensitivity chip, or I'm being harsh, or I'm old school, but go to the fucking funeral.
Yeah.
I
Your wife should go to the funeral too, honestly.
Yeah, and Reese, I don't know. I mean, I don't have kids, so I don't know that. I don't know that like 20-week ultrasound. Like I don't know that, but come on.
Can't do it on a different day. You're gonna pressure your husband to not go to his grandfather's funeral.
That's fucked up.
Not the asshole.
Yeah, I don't think the asshole.
Okay, we have another moral dilemma here. It says, am I the asshole for refusing to help my boyfriend's dying mother while planning a trip to Europe?
Okay.
I, 25 female, live with my boyfriend Liam, 24 male. About a month ago, his mom Tanya began claiming that she's dying of cancer, but no diagnosis has been confirmed.
I love the name Tanya.
Mm-hmm. Every hospital visit ends with her being sent home. A nurse even told Liam that she might be faking it. It started when...
It's such a Tanya thing to do.
It started when she stayed one night at our one-bedroom apartment. That turned into a week of chaos. She refused AC and fans, saying it hurt her skin, but blow-dried her hair daily. The apartment smelled awful. Everything had to be dark and silent, and she constantly demanded help. She stormed into our bedroom at 3 a.m. asking Liam for massages. We sleep naked, so that was awkward. She criticized our Buddhist souvenirs, insisting we hang a cross. I did, and complained nonstop. She suggested we move in with her, an hour from our jobs and school. I'm a full-time student with 2 jobs and a 4.0 GPA, and I was falling behind. Liam, who works full-time, switched to remote work. His boss hated this, to care for Tanya.
Tanya?
Her health updates were always shifting. MRI, canceled surgery, then chemo postponed due to infection, then E. coli. Always a new reason, no clear diagnosis or paperwork. When her husband, David, who funds her lifestyle, was away, she made us go to her house to get her jewelry because she thinks he'll steal it when she dies. He's an alcoholic, according to her. We were supposed to take her to the ER right after, but we ended up staying 16 hours doing chores. I folded 420 clothing items. I cleaned the whole house and felt like her unpaid maid. Not a single please or thank you. She was stalling to go to the ER, and when we finally got there at 5 a.m., she said she'd check herself in and sent us home. 3 hours later, she called again, sobbing for help. She'd been rejected by the ER. I suspect she faked it.
Tanya?
Liam and I have both been skipping meals, losing sleep, and falling behind at work to help her. He once said he's waiting for her to pass away so we can move to Europe.
Oh, shit.
He's been forced to manage her divorce, lawyer meetings, and funeral prep. Meanwhile, David, who's paying the hospital bills and had been kept in the dark about all of this, sent Liam aggressive texts like, I call bullshit and don't show up at my house no more. Tanya called again begging for help, but this time she wanted me because David is jealous of Liam. I clearly told Liam that I needed the weekend to study for final exams, and going to that house seemed sketchy. Now, I'm planning a 2 to 3 week Europe trip to see my mom, who I haven't seen for over a year. Liam says he supports it, but called it a little selfish. He asked, if I were dying, would you quit your job to be with me? And if it were your mom, would you help her? I felt pressure to say yes, but the truth is my family wouldn't lie to me or use me like this. I love Liam and want to be there for him, but I don't trust his mom, and this is starting to affect our relationship. Am I the asshole for refusing to help Tanya or going home to Europe?
You're not the asshole. Go to Europe. Book it.
Well, Tanya's not going anywhere.
Tanya's not going anywhere. And yeah, you don't want that resentment to build with Liam either. Like,
no.
Do not. Yeah, you need to go to Europe.
Yeah.
See your own mom, and you're right. Your family wouldn't do that. So it's a whole different comparison.
Also know that when you're marrying someone, you are marrying their family in a lot of ways. So make sure that's something that you can manage and have healthy boundaries with, or at least he can have.
Yes.
Boundaries.
Make sure your partner can have those boundaries and
you
keep you out of it.
Some people are lovely and they were born into crazy parents. You got to make sure those boundaries are there. Tanya
is giving Brooks from
Real Housewives of Orange County.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
Who faked having cancer. That was a crazy story.
Yeah. Oh, it's crazy how many people do fake it.
It's one of the worst things you can do. All right. Well, I am up first this week, which means that you should have a little labubu side.
A little labubu. Yes, I do. It's is from the Greenfield Democrat, 1849.
I remember it well.
Yeah. Shocking. A little daughter of Joseph Woolley of Bridgeport, Connecticut, aged 3 years and 9 months, came to her death very suddenly on Tuesday last by inhaling a draught of steam from a boiling tea kettle, to the spout of which she thoughtlessly placed her mouth.
Fuck, she like boiled herself?
She lived but a few hours after the act and died in great distress. No, she went up to the tea kettle where the steam
Sucked it?
comes out and put her mouth on it. Is that not? That is shocking.
That's a terrible way to go, if you ask me.
I know.
Jesus, sad.
So
3 years
sad.
old.
I know.
Why are you not watching your kids around the tea kettle either?
I know.
God, fuck.
God. Well, sorry to bring it down.
God. Well, we're going to take a quick little break. And when we come back, I'll tell you what had me spinning in the coffin this week.
Woohoo!
We'll be right back. I am so excited because today I am talking about Saint Catherine of Siena.
Okay, I have no clue.
Okay, she is one of those historical figures that you learn about and you're just like, damn it, why didn't they have reality TV back in the day? Okay, an absolute diva girly, just a wild life.
Okay.
So Saint Catherine, there's multiple Saint Catherines out there, but we're talking about Saint Catherine of Siena. We've talked about another one in a past episode.
It was Saint Catherine of Argon, I think. She was like uncorrupted.
But we're talking about Saint Catherine today of Siena. And so she was an Italian mystic who lived from 1347 to 1380. So she was only 33 when she passed away. But
your favorite number.
My favorite number, my lucky number. But I guess that wasn't really like tragically young in that time.
That was like
she lived a life.
Normal.
I kind of knew what a mystic was, but I also wasn't fully sure.
I guess I think of like either a fortune teller or like a magician, like a cross between.
Kind of.
Okay.
Not a magician, but kind of a fortune teller. So it turns out it's pretty much the same thing as like a prophet.
Got it. Okay.
From the Center for Action and Contemplation, quote, in essence, a mystic seeks a personal direct experience of the divine, often through introspection and contemplation, but a prophet is a messenger who speaks on behalf of a divine entity, conveying messages or warnings to others. Both involve a spiritual connection, but their roles and actions differ significantly.
It reminds me of like, is a mystic like an intuitive?
Mystics focus more inward, while prophets focus outwards, delivering divine messages. And she honestly did both. So similar, but a little bit different.
Okay.
In religious terms, mystics are people who don't just believe in a higher power. They say that they've felt it, they've heard it, or even spoken to it.
Okay.
So think like visions of Jesus, out-of-body experiences.
This is all the senses.
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
Fully. Or hearing voices telling them to do things. If a theologian is someone who studies religious books, a mystic is the one saying, God told me in a dream while I was fasting in a cave. Like,
Got it.
very much that.
Yeah.
They're kind of like the spiritual it girls of their time. But back to Catherine. So she was born on March 25th in 1347. As mentioned, and she was born and raised in, surprise, surprise, Siena.
Siena. Where is Siena?
Italy.
Italy. Okay.
Ciao, Bella. Okay. But now what's really interesting is that Catherine found her calling from a very young age. She knew that she was a godly girly, even though her parents were more like, I don't know about you devoting your entire life to God. She was like, no, it's my mission on earth. This is what I'm here for.
Okay.
Her dad, Jacopo, was a cloth dyer who ran a business with Catherine's brothers, and her mom, Lapa, was the daughter of a local poet in the area, I guess.
Oh.
So they had the arts, they had the fashion, they had it all.
Yeah.
But this couple had a ton of kids, and by a ton, I mean a ton. Lapa was said to be around 40 years old when she gave birth to Catherine and her twin sister, Giovanna, who unfortunately passed away shortly after birth. But they were the 23rd and 24th children born to Lapa and Jacopo, which I was like trying to do the math in my head. I'm like, she had to have started
like every year, the back to back to back.
I mean, she was 40.
Yeah.
So yeah, she would have had to be in her like mid-teens when she started and just like
back to back.
constant.
Holy
Crazy.
cow.
Regardless of having all those siblings, Catherine was a very happy child. So much so that her parents gave her the nickname Euphrosyne, which literally translates to joy in Greek. Just a happy, bubbly child.
Yeah.
Cut to the time Catherine's around 5 years old.
Okay.
She has this incredible vision of Christ. She was said to be heading home from visiting one of her older sisters who had just had a baby. When she got this like picture of Christ sitting with the apostles Peter, Paul, and John. And it wasn't long after that, 2 years later, when she was 7, that she vowed she was going to devote her life to God.
Oh, wow. At 7?
Yeah, which makes me totally feel like there had to have been like a past life or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
As I mentioned, this wasn't exactly what her parents planned for. In fact, when Catherine was just 16 years old, one of her older sisters passed away while giving birth.
Okay.
And her parents were like, okay, girl, you're going to have to go marry your sister's husband.
Catherine is?
Uh-huh.
Oh, no.
But Catherine was essentially just kind of like, ew, no, I'm not doing that. And like, she didn't want her sister's widowed husband.
Right.
And she didn't want that life at all. And supposedly even chopped her hair off when her mom was encouraging her to grow it so that men wouldn't find her like the marrying type.
Okay.
She was like, I'm not interested in that. And also, she started fasting while they were putting this pressure on her to marry her widowed brother-in-law.
Okay.
And was like, I'm not eating, like, I'm not doing this. And this is my way of protesting this. And eventually they gave in.
Okay, good.
Around this same time, when she's like 16, Catherine joins a religious group that's primarily made up of widows, actually, called the Mantelites, aka the Order of the Servants of Mary. And they're one of the 5 original orders in the Roman Catholic Church, which was basically, there was these groups of people that would vow to evangelize and dedicate their entire lives to the church. So she joins this at 16, and part of the reason she joined the group was because it allowed her to stay at her parents' home.
Oh.
Because if she had gone and like joined a convent, like many people did when they wanted to devote their lives to God, she would have to move out, and she didn't want to do that.
Okay. How big is this house?
It's big. I saw pictures of it, and it still exists to this day.
Oh, cool.
Mm-hmm. She was also very dedicated to her family, and this part kind of sounds like religious psychosis to me.
Okay.
But Catherine told her family that she saw her own father as Jesus, her mom as Our Lady, and her brothers as different apostles.
Okay.
So she's kind of painting her own little picture there. She really didn't want to move out that house. She's like, Dad, you're a god. You're God in my eyes.
Yeah.
Again, keep in mind, they're living in like the 1300s. She, growing up, didn't get a lot of education, obviously, that people would get these days. She started to become educated by the women who worked with her in that group, the other ladies from the Madelites, and they helped Catherine learn how to read.
Oh, wow.
So this is all when she's like 16 to 18. As she got into her late teens and early 20s, she started to come out of her isolation because she really wasn't leaving the house at all during those days. After her earlier years where she was living as kind of like a hermit in her family's home for 3 years, she was going through extreme fasting, silence, and visions galore during that time period. She receives a vision when she's 19 that says, like, you got to get out of the house, girl. You got to go help people.
Even God was like, girl. Yeah.
Get out that house.
Yeah.
Okay. So mainly it was like going to help out at local hospitals, visiting the poor, the sick. And eventually, as her reputation grew, people started to come visit her at her family's home, like asking for assistance.
Oh.
So she kind of went out there, made her name, and then they started coming to her.
Yeah.
And then from her late teens into her early 20s, she's going to hospitals, she's going to prisons, and she's sitting with prisoners that were awaiting execution and would help kind of guide them to confession. But she was also playing a huge role within the Catholic Church. She started helping out local bishops with her guidance that she was receiving from her prophetic visions that she was having. It starts to build her this following, and she essentially has this cult following. It's been referred to as her spiritual family, and it was this team of guys that were around Catherine, and they would follow her on her journeys, And when she was
Yes,
doing her,
girl.
yeah, she had it
I
down.
love that.
And like when she was doing these fasts, which she kind of became notorious for, she would do these fasting sessions and then she would get these visions from God while she was fasting. And then these men would write them down for her. But she was experiencing a shit ton of like mystical phenomena in her 20s. But the most notable is when she's 21 years old, she experiences something called a spiritual espousal. Girl, she starts claiming that she's married to Christ and that he gave her a ring made from his foreskin.
Catherine,
girl, no one else has that. Once we get into
one of one,
one of one, girl, that's a limited edition.
Yeah.
The Labubu of the times.
The Labubu of the times.
There was obviously no physical ring there.
It was
It was very much constructed in her head, and it's been
Yes.
something that's been debated because some people were like, no, she actually had the ring, and then some people are like, no, she didn't.
If she had it, it was probably one of those guys, those followers.
They're like, snip.
Yeah.
Hey, you
Because
seen one of
behind the
these?
scenes, maybe she was like, listen, I need a foreskin. And who's
going to
gonna
give it to me? Okay, once we get into the 1370s, she continues helping the poor, the sick, the hungry. She's doing a whole lot of like laying of the hands types of situations where she claims she has magical healing abilities. Like, you know, those televangelists that you see on TV that are like,
Yeah.
yeah. And you're healed 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 and you're healed. And you can like walk now.
I'm healed.
Hit your ankles. Okay, but now she's got some like clout behind her. She's like in her later 20s. She's got some clout, she's got some attention, and she wants to use it for good. So she starts having her followers, these guys that were around her, write
Fan club.
Yeah, her fan club write different letters for her, dictating hundreds of letters throughout the early 1370s. And she is having them write letters to like the clergy, even the Pope himself, to help out during what was a very tumultuous time in Italy. The church authorities actually even had her investigated because they were like, is this girl for real? She's claiming to have these visions. She's claiming, be married to Jesus and that he's telling her what we need to do.
Right.
And she's relaying the message to us.
She's got this ring.
Yeah, she's got this ring. It smells like shit. Okay, but they went and did this whole investigation and then they left being like, nope, she's absolutely telling the truth.
Oh, there
her
you have
visions
it.
are valid.
Standing on business.
Standing on business. Well, it heightens in those early 1370s. So in 1376, the Pope at the time was living in France instead of Rome. This was Pope Gregory the 11th. And she tells the Pope, I need you to return to Rome because you need to return the papacy to where it belongs.
Okay.
Which is basically like the Pope's office. She's like, your home office needs to be operating from Rome.
Which makes sense.
Roman Catholics.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
I wish so badly that we had a time machine and could travel back to all these times and just see
What
be
was
invisible.
happening.
Just look.
Totally. Well, she even meets with him face to face. She gets a face to face meeting with the Pope. Just this girl from a town, like she gets this meeting with the Pope.
Yeah.
And tells him, you shouldn't be in France. It's a betrayal to the church's roots. You're supposed to be in Rome. And the Pope fucking listens to her, which is actually so iconic because he's the literal Pope. And this obviously brought a lot more attention to her.
Right.
But then things get even messier because the Pope returns, but this is also right before the onset of the Great Western Schism, which is when I guess there was multiple popes that began claiming authority. And there was like, I don't know, it was a very ugly time. I'm trying to keep this condensed and obituary centric.
Okay.
But she was able to somehow bring a lot of peace during that time to not only the Pope, but the people, because people really believed in her and listened to what she had to say.
Okay.
In her final years, as we get into her early 30s, she writes what's been translated to the Dialogue of Divine Providence. And basically, it's like this very detailed thesis breaking down her conversations that she's had with God. And she talks about these different virtues, sins, divine love, the usual stuff that I feel like we find in a lot of text from those times. And it went on to become one of the great mystical texts of the Middle Ages. So she's highly regarded. And then cut to 1380, Catherine, who was known at this point for doing her extreme fasts as it helped her connect with God, she starts getting really sick. I think it was as a result of her fasting just getting really extreme.
Uh-huh.
And it's kind of, I mean, picture it, right? Like she's gained all this notoriety and she's like become this relic essentially for the church. And it's because her fasting has led her to have these visions.
Yeah.
And so it's like, it's going to get to a point where it is probably like, I have to keep doing this and I have to do it more in order to receive more visions. When in reality, there is part of me reading all of this like, girl, no wonder you're hallucinating. You didn't eat a fucking thing.
Of course. And that opens you up and kills your immune system, I'm sure, and no nutrients. And okay.
Absolutely. So at the age of 33, Catherine passes away, same age as Jesus.
Okay, well.
But in the months leading up to her death, she had been having just wild visions, and she was said to be in an almost trance-like state, and she was just relaying everything to those men who would transcribe it for her, because she learned how to read, but she didn't know how to write.
Okay. Oh, that makes sense why okay.
Yeah. Before she died, she reportedly offered herself as a victim for the sins of the church, which is like intense, but also kind of iconic also.
Calling out the church.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And now we have to get to the reason I'm telling Catherine's story. Yes, she had a very fascinating life as this mystic, but her posthumous existence is even wilder.
Okay, here we go.
So she had created this massive persona, right? Like she is known for her holy contributions, and they wanted to honor her accordingly. She was buried in a Roman cemetery, actually, called Santa Maria sopra Minerva, which is right by the Pantheon, which is right near where I got engaged.
Oh!
I can make this about me.
Okay.
And her body is still buried there to this day.
Did you get to see it? Well, you didn't know.
Well, not all of her body's there, Madison.
Oh!
Okay, girly.
Okay.
So she's buried in Rome. The people of Siena, where she was from, were so upset that she wasn't buried in Siena. Somehow it was decided that they would go and bring her home. But they knew that getting her entire body would be too big of a job.
Okay.
And they knew Rome was not going to allow the body to leave.
Right.
So they snuck over there, some of the Sienans, removed her head, put it into a fucking bag.
That's like disgraceful. Why would they behead her?
And then headed back to Siena with this bag with her head in it.
Headed with the head.
Yep, headed with the head. Now here's where a legend was born and the first story I learned about Catherine. As these Sienans were making their way out of Rome to go back to Siena, the men were stopped by a Roman guard. And they're like, we have a head in a bag. We have a head in our bag.
Girl.
We have Catherine's head in this bag right now. What the fuck are we going to do? So they start praying, and they're just like, we're praying.
Her eyes
praying
open.
that we're not going to get caught. Wilder, bitch.
She starts
The
talking.
guards see the bag, and they're like, open up that bag. They open it, and to everyone's surprise, all that was inside of the bag was a bunch of rose petals.
Love her. Oh, even from the grave? Girl.
Houdini, bitch.
Houdini who?
They made it back to Siena, and when they get to Siena, they open the bag again. The rose petals are gone, and it is once again Catherine's head inside of the bag.
That tells me that she wanted to be in Siena.
Yes.
Okay.
Her head is now enshrined in Siena at the Basilica of San Domenico in a beautiful encasement. You can see it. There's pictures of it. We'll include one in this video. You might have seen it before. I feel like it's kind of a famous picture.
Oh, totally seen it.
Yeah?
Wait, she looks great.
There she is.
Oh, did they pencil on eyebrows?
It's giving penciled.
Well, good for her. She looks great.
For her age.
That might
that's
be paper mache. But
that's what I thought when I saw it too. I was like, maybe they just said they brought the head back and it was paper mache.
I love it either way. I support it.
Either way, we love the lore. So yeah, her head is still there on display. She joined saint status in 1461 when Pope Pius II canonized her, aka declared that she was
Blew
a
her
saint.
out of a cannon. Imagine.
And in this lifetime, you're either getting canonized or canonized, okay? You pick which one. No, he declared her a saint. And then in 1970, she was named a doctor of the church. And she is honored every April 29th, the day of her passing, which is known as Feast Day. And in Siena, it's a...
That's a little fucked up.
Why?
Why is it feast day when all she did was fast?
Actually.
You know?
Actually, though, true. But in Siena, it's a local celebration full of church services, public processions, pilgrimages to go visit her head, public readings of her writings. And then in Italy, she shares the title of co-patron saint of the nation with St. Francis of Assisi. So April 29th has just a national significance.
Wow, good for you, Catherine.
We love her.
Whether it's the real deal or not, I love her.
We love a girl who gets ahead in life.
She had her ahead. Damn.
So that's her.
I love her.
Yeah, we love her.
That.
I just thought the backstory was so interesting, but I had come across that little tidbit of information when I was researching for something else about another beheading situation. I was like, oh my God, that's first of all, a stolen head is crazy. Love that. And then
rose petals.
Rose petals. She did that.
She knocked it out of the park with that one.
She did. Well, before we lose our heads, we're going to take one more quick break. And when we come back, we'll find out what had Madison spinning in her coffin this week.
Yes, we will.
We'll be right back. And we're back. What had you spinning in your coffin this week, girly?
Okay, Geoff. So we are getting back to the basics today. Okay? I want to talk about coffin furniture. And you're probably thinking, oh, like coffin-shaped furniture.
Well,
like,
everyone sends us that chair all the time.
That chair all the time. I know. We get a couple. I feel like there's a coffin.
Oh, pool float.
Yeah, there's a bunch of coffin stuff. And while we absolutely love anything coffin-shaped, that's not what I mean. Okay?
Okay.
The term coffin furniture actually refers to the decorative and functional fittings attached to a coffin.
So it's kind of like the coffin's furniture?
Yes. Yeah, actually. And I know we've covered, obviously, the differences between coffins and caskets on here, but really I feel like just kind of referring to the shape and size. So I want to deep dive the coffin a little bit.
I love it.
Give her another little moment.
Why not?
Why not? So, like I said, coffin furniture is the decorative and functional stuff attached to a coffin. So think handles, which obviously pallbearers used to.
Oh, this is so
carry.
good. I'm excited. Yeah.
Also, with handles, I read something about kids' coffins that normally the handles are just decorative. Not sure.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, but when you think about it, like if they're smaller,
you don't need.
Yeah, it's a sad thing to think about. Nameplates, which sometimes they would have your name, age, and date of death on, which I was thinking, and I don't think that coffins really have that anymore, which I think is a disservice. I would love to have like a nice little plaque. There's a lot of things that I want from this coffin spinner.
Yeah.
And then something called escutcheons, which didn't know what those were, but basically they're just fancy screw covers.
Oh, escutcheons.
Oh.
I'm just kidding.
Oh. Okay, girl.
Mind blown,
What
girl.
the fuck? And then corner ornaments, which these can be anything from like angels to little urns attached to the coffin, like a sidecar.
Labubu's?
Labubu's.
I guarantee there's a labubu on a coffin.
Coffin furniture. Yeah. And then crucifixes and like other religious stuff.
Sure.
And then even viewing windows count, I guess, which we don't have anymore.
Yeah.
But, you know, some coffins.
Actually, would Loki love that on my coffin?
Love that.
A view. Look in.
You know, coffins have gaskets, I was reading.
What's a gasket?
It's
to release air?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So interesting to me. Okay. So you and I both love a term for all of these things.
Doodads.
Yeah, I just love that it's coffin furniture.
Uh-huh.
We're also big fans here of the Victorian Book of the Dead, and the author of that also wrote a book called A is for Arsenic, and coffin furniture was briefly mentioned in it. That's like how I even came across the term.
Okay.
But what it really links back to for me is, Spencer, remember when you talked about like the first casket makers?
Yeah,
in
like
the US?
they were cabinet makers.
Yeah, like I feel like it's all linked. And also, remember when you were like, okay, so coffin furniture is the furniture for a coffin?
Uh-huh.
Okay, there's also a term called half couch or full couch.
Okay.
It has something to do with coffins. It basically just means how the lid opens. So a half couch has a split lid where, so like only the top half of the body is visible during a viewing.
Oh.
And a full couch is like the full, you can see everything.
Love that.
It's all furniture related.
That is.
Isn't that so
That's
weird?
Cool, yeah.
So speaking of Victorians, obviously, they were the it girls of mourning. And of course, their coffins had a lot of furniture. Actually, after the Industrial Revolution, I feel like we talked about the Industrial Revolution last episode too.
Yeah.
Once that really got going, coffin furniture became mass produced. So it was really accessible to everyone. Even like lower income families could get something fancy for their coffin.
Okay.
And like have a good burial, you know?
Yeah, like a proper burial.
A proper burial.
Sure.
And I, again, just love the thought of people like flipping through a catalog. Like, okay, well, that's going to be on my coffin. That's going to be on my coffin.
Like circle what ones you want.
Yes, like all the little metal fittings.
Yes.
I was reading on cemeteryclub.com an article that was written by someone named Sarah Hoyley. Don't know. I'm sorry if I butchered your last name, Sarah. But she wrote her master's dissertation on coffin furniture.
Oh, cool.
And she said that, quote, by the mid-19th century, hundreds of tons of metal were buried each year in the form of coffin furniture. So, like, it was a big deal. And then it goes on and says, quote, the engraved breastplate was the most important item and usually the first to be added if a coffin had any fittings at all. And that article also briefly mentions coffin lace, which isn't really lace. It's like metal lace that's decorative that goes on a coffin. But
built to last.
Built to last. The breastplates, I read another paper called Coffin Hardware of the 20th Century, and I have it linked and everything, but it says, quote, another category of hardware is the metal plate which is attached to the lid of the coffin, usually in the center over the thoracic or pelvic area. These may be factory engraved or stamped with the common inscriptions such as rest in peace, at rest, mother, or our darling. Alternatively, they may be custom engraved by the funeral director at an additional cost. Another type of nameplate was a frame for a paper or foil bearing an inscription, which just feels so sweet to me. And I was like, I would want mine to just say darling on it. And like a little metal thing. Here's examples. I'll post them.
They look like belt buckles.
They do. And then here's like examples of different furniture.
Those look like doorbells.
Doorbells. Yeah, I think they're like hinges. But then just like all these really pretty, ornate, decorative metal things. I have a question though for you.
Yes.
Would you want your coffin to have furniture on it?
Yes.
Yes?
Yeah.
Like how would you envision it?
I mean, I would probably do a classic. I would love like kind of like a dark cherry wood maybe for my coffin.
Okay.
Because I feel like that pairs really well with gold. Not too yellow.
Like a nice
gold.
brass.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I would like kiss my ass.
Okay.
No, I'm just kidding. I love a monogrammed thing.
Oh,
which is probably, I heard recently that that's a millennial thing.
Okay.
Fuck it. I don't care. I love monogrammed things.
It's a classic thing.
Classic.
Monograms are classic.
Sorry. What are you going to... Yeah.
There's certain types of monograms. Okay, we can see like, okay, that font is crazy.
Yeah.
But there's classic.
There is. And so I would want just really beautiful monogrammed with my initials. Mm-hmm. And then I would want in cursive on another plate to say featuring hot dog.
Oh.
And she's in there too.
Oh, that's so cute.
Frankie is, I love her to death, but I don't know if she could fit in I'd have to get a really big coffin.
Yeah. Oh, I love that. The viewing window could have hot dog asleep on your
Or
chest.
I have a viewing window.
That's what
And then she has
a
little
love
viewing
that!
window too next to it.
Oh, that's so cute.
Yeah, what about you?
Oh, I love that.
You just say the exact same.
Yeah. No, I'll post pictures, but I really like some of these little ornaments. Like, I really like these. Yeah,
I
that.
like those. They're kind of mid-century.
Kind of mid-century. Yeah, classic. Well, it depends, because if I were to have a coffin shape, which I really do want, I think I would only have like a breastplate, because I don't think these would look as good as if they were on a casket.
I didn't even think about that. Because, and the truth of the matter is, I'm not just saying this because you just said that, but if I did have a burial, I would want a coffin versus a casket.
Yeah.
So that's actually true.
But
a black coffin could be really pretty too if it was like kind of matte.
I think the vibe of the big oak cherry and like a pretty varnish.
Yeah.
But in the coffin shape.
Okay.
Keep it still really classy.
What if I want to go just Victorian with it, though?
You could. They wrapped their coffins in cloth a lot of the times, too. I was reading.
Put a lock on my coffin, because if not, I just know I'll be back.
No. You're not worried about anyone else getting in it.
No, I'm worried about me getting out, honey.
No. They open your coffin, rose petals. Ooh.
No one saw it coming.
And you're in my window.
Rose petals in a coffin would be really pretty.
Actually, yeah.
Picture that.
I like that.
Or nautical theme. Hello, you put a snorkel and goggles on the body.
Oh my God.
And the viewing window makes it look like they're just underwater.
Oh, or astronaut themed. Looks like they're in space. It looks like the helmet.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
Uh-huh.
Oh, I love that.
Or flames. You've heard of the flaming
Fake
coffin
flames.
of Cincinnati, the fire coffin of Cincinnati. Get ready for this. And then it'll say, flame on, fucker.
There are just so many options.
Yeah, truly. The options are endless.
Bring back the viewing window is all I have to say.
Yeah, there's a lot of opportunity there for fun.
Mm-hmm. Okay, well, wait. Speaking of getting robbed and having
Can we make a hat that says "Make funerals fun again"?
Yes, we should. Okay, so with you were saying the lock on the coffin, and I know we've covered everything with grave robbing, but with
Mort safes, all of it.
yes, but with all that metal on the coffin, handles, nameplates, decorative
Valuable.
corners. Yes, you better believe grave robbers were prying that shit off right alongside like the corpses, grave goods, and jewelry. But I guess also undertakers weren't always innocent either. Some would pull a little switcheroo.
You're like, I didn't steal it. They're wearing it as an earring.
Totally. Yeah. All the metal. They would remove like the shiny brass fittings after the funeral and then replace them with cheaper ones before burial.
They're like on Alibaba, like buying the
In the 1800s. Yeah. Okay, but I found a great quote from the Victorian Book of the Dead that like spells it out, and I didn't know this. It says, quote, in a curious legal loophole, the body was not considered property, but the coffin furniture was. So stealing shrouds or fittings could send a man to prison, while the theft of the corpse itself, that was a legal gray area.
Oh.
Isn't that interesting?
Yes.
Like you could steal a whole human body and just get kind of a slap on the wrist. But if you took like a nameplate, that was a felony.
Damn.
It's crazy to me.
Wild.
Okay, so that's coffin furniture. But before I go, I want to talk about something inside of the coffin that we haven't really covered before. And it's identification tubes. I just think it's so interesting and something I never thought of, that they're just these little metal capsules that are put inside with like a rolled up card listing the name, the birth, and the death date, and sometimes burial location, which I think is so smart because, as we know, coffins get moved.
Yeah.
Cemetery relocation or floods like you've talked about. And they became super common in the 20th century because of that. And now modern caskets have memory tubes already built in. Okay, but then I was like, I wonder if people put like air tags in coffins.
In case they go missing.
In case they go missing. And I found an article from 2012, but it was from the Daily Mail. It's this thing called iGrave. And it's basically a GPS tag that goes in your casket or burial spot, especially in natural or like green cemeteries where there aren't traditional headstones. So this funeral home in Indiana started using it so families can still find the exact grave using this like special reader.
Okay.
And we've talked about like in green cemeteries, like they give you coordinates.
Yeah.
But this is like a little reader that you can take with you.
Then you got to remember to have that forever.
I know. So anyway, the tracker can be read though as far down as
6 feet.
5 feet of soil,
There
like
you
in
go.
the ground.
6 feet under, baby.
Yeah, 6 feet under. I don't know, like this way. And this place is called the Preserve in Indiana, and it's said to be the first to actually put a locator device right into each grave. So that's coffin furniture, a term that I just love so much.
I love coffin furniture.
And then some identification tubes for good measure. But I like that even in death, there's still that conversation about style.
Yeah.
You know?
Like, what are we going to do?
What are we going to add?
What should I
to
wear?
it? Yeah.
I love that.
I know. I mean, you know what? Your coffin is your home. So you got to put furniture on it.
That's true. That's true. And I got a gal in my obituary this week who I feel like would probably love this and probably do it better than anyone.
Okay.
So I have the obituary. This is from the Atlanta Constitution, Monday, August 14th, 2006. And her name is Gigi Voith, 80 years old.
Okay.
And this says, her obituary, Gigi Voith, 80, excelled in every interest she pursued.
Oh,
Which
love
is
her.
how I would like to be remembered.
Yes. Put that on the nameplate.
Well, you'll love how she even became Gigi.
Okay.
If Gigi Voith decided to learn a new skill, becoming merely good at it was not good enough. She wanted to be exceptional. She took up golf to spend more time with her husband, Jerry Voith. Before long, she was winning championships.
Oh,
She became a real estate agent and quickly advanced to the $1 Million Club. She threw herself into competitive bridge and achieved life master status. When my mother put her mind to something, she was going to be successful at it, said her son, Chris Voith of Vinings. Gloria May Bushman Voith, 80, of Atlanta, died at Emory University Hospital on August 4th of complications from heart problems. The body was donated to Emory University School of Medicine. The memorial service was Sunday. As a 12-year-old in Baltimore, Mrs. Voith hung around the neighborhood pool. One day, she showed up in a trendy new tight-fitting swimsuit.
Ugh.
Kids around the pool teased her and called her a glamour girl, said another son, Jerry Voith Jr. of Decatur. Glamour girl got shortened to Gigi, and the nickname stuck.
Oh, I love that.
Mrs. Voith even used it on her license plate. About 1963, she began taking golf lessons at Ansley Golf Club. It didn't take her long to become proficient. She was women's champion at Ansley in 1965 and again in 1966. At the Atlanta Country Club, she won the women's championship 4 times in 1969, 1970, 1972, and 1973. Her greatest golfing achievement came in 1974 when she won the Atlanta Women's Club Golf Association Championship, defeating women from clubs all over the city.
Okay.
We played as partners at state tournaments and went on golfing trips together and had a wonderful time, said her friend Doris Williams of Dunwoody. Gigi was smart and witty and regarded among the golfers as one of our best. Mrs. Voith began selling real estate in 1976, spending her entire career as an agent for Northside Realty, which later became Coldwell Banker. She loved to hear people's stories and to get to know them, said Chris Voith. She knew that what they needed in a home was a contingent on who they were and how they lived. For most of her marriage, Mrs. Voith played bridge socially with her husband. When he died in 1994, the former college math major decided to take up competitive bridge. She spent 3 or 4 nights a week at the Atlanta Duplicate Bridge Center, played in regional tournaments, and in 2002 reached her goal of Life Master. Bridge was a great fit as she was a logical thinker, Chris said. She relished the mental challenge of the game and saw it as a way to stay sharp and focused. Mrs. Voice's idea of parenting was to encourage her children, grandchildren as well, to find their own way. She was not one to keep us in the nest, said Chris Voith. She realized we were our own people and went out of her way to mature our own independence. In addition to her 2 sons, survivors include 2 daughters, Karen Merritt of Marietta and Susie Voith of Decatur, a brother, Jack Bushman of Anchorage, Alaska, and 6 grandchildren and a great-grandson.
Oh,
And there
Gigi.
she is. I love her because I also feel
Glamour.
like I love someone who's just like, I'm going to be the best at everything.
Uh-huh.
Because
Yeah.
those are the people that you're like, I love that.
I know. You're like drawn to those types of people.
Uh-huh.
Well, I also have a G name, and she passed in her 80s, and she kind of had a similar vibe.
Okay, let's
She was
hear it.
very cool. All right, this is for Gail. Gail, 88, of Saratoga Springs, passed away peacefully on March 24th, 2025 at the Eddy Village Green in Cohoes with her loving family at her side. Born on March 9th, 1937, Gail lived throughout the United States and Europe while her father served as a lieutenant colonel in the U.S. Army. Gail and her family would eventually settle in Ogdensburg, New York, after the death of her father in 1949. She loved to sing and dance and play the French horn. A fond memory of Gail's childhood was dancing the part of the Sugar Plum Fairy in the Nutcracker Suite while stationed in Frankfurt, Germany, in 1967. And together, they would build a family home in Loudonville, New York. They owned and operated the Anderson Group, which specialized in the development and management of commercial properties in the capital region and beyond. Notably, Gail conceptualized the idea of small, flexible executive suites to assist small businesses and young entrepreneurs in the early 1980s. In later years, Bill and Gail divided their time between Jupiter Island, Florida, and Saratoga Springs, New York. Gail and Bill were avid duplicate bridge players. They traveled the United States and Canada, both achieving the status of Life Master.
Wow.
Gail took extraordinary pride in her home and surroundings. Holidays were always magical at Gail's house. She spent weeks decorating the house and preparing gourmet meals for her extended family. Gail was beautiful inside and out. She had a keen fashion sense, a quick wit, and a sailor's tongue. She could be tough, but she was always fair. Her brother-in-law, John, once described her as a mix of Elizabeth Taylor, Zsa Zsa, Imelda, and Cher. Anyone who met her would tend to agree. She will be remembered for always helping anyone in need and for her contributions to countless charities and causes. If Bill's bona fides swayed St. Peter, he would be sitting in heaven of his own design. A dimly lit, smoke-filled space not far from the 18th green, where folks from all walks of life would be playing a game of gin and telling stories. And then, some 30 mortal years later, a vision would appear. No, an apparition. Could it be a svelte, backlit figure? A phoenix in 6-inch stilettos? Oh boy, horse, the old broad finally tracked you down. Not even the gates of heaven could shield old Willie from the War Department. Hello, doll. What took you so long? In addition to her late husband, Gail was predeceased by her brothers, as well as her beloved canine companions, Gabby and Gertrude. And then it goes on to her survived by. And then it says Gail's family would like to extend their heartfelt gratitude to her caregivers, as well as the incredible staff at the Eddy Village Green and Community Hospice.
Love that. Love Gail. Two Life Masters.
2 Life Masters, and I just love a vision. Her husband's vision in heaven.
Yes.
We're finally getting there.
Incredible. I love it. Well, I think that means we've spun in our coffins.
I think that means we've bitched our obituary.
And I think that means it's time for some dumb
Ask
criminals. So my friend Taylor sent me this, and
Okay.
it's from the Chicago Tribune, September 16th, 1900, and it's things women used as a weapon from police records.
Okay.
And so it's literally like the weapons that women used in 1900
Uh-huh.
and then how many times they were used.
Okay.
And we have to talk about it because I love it. Broom handles,
Oh, okay.
186 times.
Oh, damn.
Table knives of all kinds, 102. That was the
Okay.
second.
Uh-huh.
Stove lid lifters, 79 times. Rolling pins, 76
Love a
times.
rolling pin.
Love a rolling pin. Hat pins, 55 times. Hairbrushes and hand mirrors, 48 times.
Uh-huh.
Mops, 31 times.
Okay.
Revolvers is right under mops at 31. In between mops and flat irons, which is at 29. Curling irons stood for 12 assaults.
Oh.
Umbrellas and parasols stood for 11.
Uh-huh.
Shoes, 9.
Uh-huh.
Scissors, 8. Forks, 6 times. Books, 4 times. Potato mashers, 3 times.
Oh, love.
Writing whips, 3 times. A lamp, once.
Okay.
And a nursing bottle, once.
Okay.
And so those were all the reported. And then they had like a diagram of the popular
Oh, I love
weapons
it.
too.
I mean, it shows the sign of the times. It's all household, like domestic stuff.
Mhm. And then there was also really quick, someone sent us this on Instagram. Like, I love joining a neighborhood group on like
Mhm.
Nextdoor or on Facebook.
I
and
can't, but I
I
get anxiety.
I love it. And there was one that I came across, and it was that this person came across and sent it in to us.
Uh-huh.
And it was from a Facebook group called Rants and Raves of Wichita Falls.
Okay.
And someone posted a surveillance footage of this woman and said, "Does anyone know who this trash is robbing my house while I'm out of town? All that is mine. The bike, everything. On plane taking off now. Need anything y'all got on her." And so that was the post.
Oh, no.
And
no.
that's the woman. Straight up had all this surveillance footage of her from her Ring camera. And then the woman named Misty Cape.
Okay.
This is her, by the way.
She's wearing a cape.
Reposted that on Facebook and said, "People need to mind their own business. This woman called me trash in her Facebook just because I broke in her house and stole some stuff.
Oh!
She doesn't even know me, but thinks it's okay to call me trash." Well, now she's being charged with theft over $2,500 and under $30,000. And she is a wanted fugitive. And they had her on the actual fucking news.
What an idiot.
Dumbass.
Dumbass. Oh my God. She was more offended by the trash comment. She
Yeah.
probably could have gotten away with it.
Wasn't for those little keyboard clicks.
Yep. Well, I have one that's insane and pisses me off, but it's just wild. Okay, so this is from mlive.com. This was published in 2013, but it says, the former campus elementary lunchroom aide who allegedly paid $1 to have a fourth grader roughed up by fellow classmates has been charged with 2 misdemeanors.
What the fuck?
Merrill said Brooke Wilson Johnson, 18, of Grand Rapids, who was fired, is charged with disorderly conduct and aiding and abetting delinquency after an investigation into the October 7th incident. He said the city attorney issued the warrants on October 21st. But Wilson Johnson, who allegedly attempted to pay students to beat up the child in retaliation for his behavior that included calling her a pregnant bitch,
Oh, fuck.
denied to detectives that she tried to have the 9-year-old beaten up, according to a police report. The suspect said she never offered any money to the kids to beat up the victim. She said the principal's statement is a lie. She said she is not a bad person. In documents, Principal Bernard Colton said when he asked her what happened, she said that she was playing. She allegedly admitted the threat to the principal and told him the boy had sworn at her, a claim backed up by other employees. Wilson Johnson was observed giving one student $1 by a resource teacher in the cafeteria. According to the report, Wilson Johnson said she was going to buy a boy a bag of chips for standing up to the 9-year-old who swore at her, but ended up giving him $1 instead. She said the boy to whom she gave the dollar never beat up his classmate. But the victim said that he was pushed, bumped, thrown out of seat, and had his food taken.
Oh.
And then it goes on to say he ran to Miss Lance, who I think was like an aide, and said, "Mrs. Lance, you gotta help me. That lunch lady is giving kids $1 to beat me up." It was 3 kids actually involved, 2 9-year-old boys and a 10-year-old girl. And this fucking lunch lady got called a pregnant bitch and paid kids to beat this other kid up.
Damn.
Isn't that crazy? They're
Yes.
9.
I mean, we've all met shitty kids. We've all
Yeah.
met shitty kids. You can't do that. But I know, I'm guarantee there are teachers listening that are like, because there's always one kid in the class. I was probably that kid in the class. But there's always one kid in the class who the teachers are probably just like, I want to fucking sock you.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I can't, so I'll pay someone $1.
Yeah. So is she smart or no?
Yeah. But come on, lunch lady. What? You got to deal with this kid for 45 minutes a day?
Yeah.
Get real.
Not even 45 minutes. They go get their lunch and
Go sit down.
rip you a new one and sit down, apparently.
Yeah. Maybe you are a bitch. I don't know.
Yeah.
Just calling it out sounds like it to me.
Yeah.
You might not be a bitch, but you are definitely a dumbass.
dumbass.
For sure. Well, I think that's where we wrap things up for the week. We're going to go get outfits for our labubus.
For our labubus, exactly. Oh my gosh.
I was in fucking, where was I? North Hollywood the other day. We were visiting some friends and there was a dry cleaner by their house and it said, "Free Labubu outfit with dry cleaning services."
Cool.
So now I gotta hit him up.
What if I get so into labubus?
What if you just can't, you're like, okay, wallet,
Okay.
phone, Labubu.
Yeah. I'm going to hook it to the car keys and just see what Cisco does. If he's going to be like, what the fuck?
I want you to just walk in with it, like,
On my purse?
yeah. Like,
Yeah. Like, that's my labubu.
make sure the dogs don't get this. It's
Oh,
worth
yeah.
money.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Oh, geez, Louise.
Well, that's it for the week. We'll see you next week with some more coffin spinners.
And obituaries.
And
Ass.
Criminal-
Labubus.
I am a dumbass for buying them. Also, we just recorded a really fun Patreon.
Oh, we did.
So go listen to that too.
Yes.
Patreon.com/cultleader. Love you guys.
Love ya.
Bye.
Bye.